So the overlap between POTS and ME/CFS really exists on two planes. There's two main ways. Number one is the symptoms. So what do people feel? Well, obviously we have some elements of tachycardia that can be involved in both, post-exertional malaise, sense of palpitations or anxiety that occurs, fatigue, brain fog, shortness of breath. So there's this big cohort of different symptoms that tend to really become pretty overlapped in both of these scenarios, right? But the other part that's really interesting is the overlap that we see between two main features clinically. And that would be number one, orthostatics, like when we're standing up, cerebral hypoperfusion. So when we go upright, there's less blood traveling into the brain, right? So that's part of why people experience what they do in POTS, and also part of why people experience what they do in ME/CFS. And then the second part is the reactive hypocapnia with orthostasis as well, which is really interesting because in both of these, we have these elements where the response is related to standing up. So there's this tie of gravity that happens with both of these that is really, really interesting and helps us to be able to really think about, narrow down, dig deeper on what is this role of the perception of gravity in how someone is responding, and how might we back that out to be able to help people. So if you're in that boat and you're feeling like, yeah, I don't, number one, know how to like where I fit in this diagnosis. And then number two is like, how do I start to think about it beyond just my heart rate's high or I'm really tired? We might start thinking about it more in like, how is my body reacting to the sensation of gravity? Do I know where I am relative to the earth? Am I too slow in that reaction? What is happening within those normal reflexes that's just not panning out right? And can I start to dig into that and figure out how is this relative to me? But it probably starts with maybe looking into those deeper notes. Now, I know not everyone has access to things that measure blood flow in the brain or to measure hypocapnia. However, I'm going to make a strong push to say that is probably a great place to start if it's something that you're suffering with and you're trying to find an answer to. That is a key point of overlap. So good luck. Text us, comment, let us know what you think. Let us know where you're at, but we'd be happy to try to help. Take care.